I'm Jesse Oates from Hamilton, Ontario, lead guitarist and vocalist of the Martoonies. Probably my dad. Taught me everything I know about work, and the first time he took me on a job site, I was walking past old Absolute Music on Upper James there. It's not there no more, but it said guitars, $79. And like we were walking home from the day, and I looked at it, and there was a J. Tercer Strat turquoise, and he's like, "Oh, the old classic. I don't know if we can afford it, kid. I don't know if we're going to do that this year." And a couple of weeks later, you wake up on Christmas morning, and there I was just hanging out. So he's like ideally got me into music first, so. That one. Okay. Got me into punk is pretty classic. Tony Hawk, being super young, playing my video games, and like the whole soundtrack, Goldfinger, Melancholy, Bad Religion, a bunch of songs we play as the Martoonies. So pretty big influence. All of them. Even in high school, I was a skateboarder, and everyone's listening to punk, NoFX, Rancid, all the mainstream ones. And my buddy DJ, he was the first one introduced me to hardcore. Gave me the first Alexis on Fire album, which was like opened my mind into screamo and a bunch of other kinds of genres of music that just wasn't like skateboarding, punk, it was Mohawks. Like it was something that really broadened my whole fucking musical horizon to something else that was just built me up into the guitarist I am today. So yeah. Yeah, my first concert, grade 9, right out of high school. It's like Trouble Charger at the Future Shop opening at Barton and Centennial on Highway 20. They were like doing a CD release.
Yeah.
The Future Shop was opening. Fucking like the beginning or the middle of November. It's freezing cold, just moshing with a bunch of people. It was pretty cool, but that was the first one. And then shortly after, maybe a couple years after, my buddy's band, Shot Dead, playing shows all over Hamilton. Probably my first local band experience, hanging out with those guys, moshing with those guys. Just being a young punk, going to these weird-ass punk venues, so. I think it was the Underground. It's probably the first punk show, so. Favorite shows there's a list. There's a one I seen, the Flatliners, Dillinger Escape Plan, and NoFX in Toronto was fucking awesome. I went to Rockfest a handful of times, so like I seen Less Than Jake, Goldfinger, Big D and the Kids Table was a sick year. Limp Bizkit was one. Snoop Dogg the one year was really fucking good. I think I seen the Murphys that same year at Rockfest too. But I was saying earlier, the Murphys at Hamilton Place, that was really good. I remember standing and moshing and like stopping because I felt the floor shake, just the weight of people jumping up and down. It was the first time I was like, music is fucking crazy. I think my favorite show though was I think it was the Roses Dead finale tour. And they were playing with another not local band, but Sydney. They're a pretty big emo band in the scene. And that was just a mind-blowing local concert to be a part of this like tiny little mosh pit with some of my favorite influences going on. And any of the Flatliners shows, me and the boys always load up and head to them. So. The craziest one's pretty easy, pretty simple. Before I joined Shot Dead, they were doing a show at the Underground, and I fucking got my nose broken, bleeding everywhere, and they were laughing at me. And like, that's the most punk rock thing I've ever seen. And then it was like a month later they asked me to join their band to be in Shot Dead. So that was pretty cool. But it's just me with a 2-foot long mohawk, no shirt on, bleeding everywhere, just screaming, yeah! That was the most badass thing in the world. But yeah, nothing too crazy, I guess. Like anything before Shot Dead was just nothing but shortly after I got my nose broken, the boys asked me to come and play with those guys. Did that for a bunch of years. After Shot Dead broke up, big break. Me and Dave and Billy and my buddy Brad started a hardcore, post-hardcore punk band, Knife Fight. Screamo, fast double time, the whole gallop thing. That fell through after a while. Then me and Dave again kind of got back together, started the Oates with our drummer, her current drummer Nick. That lasted for a bit until I became a dad. Fast forward a few years later, and Steve from Adelaide offered us the show at the Cliffords that you filmed for us. And we kind of threw this whole project together, just skate punk, some radio punk songs, anything that's familiar to the ear, to the listeners, you know what I mean? So, yeah, the Martoonies, current punk rock cover band out of Hamilton, is the project we're working with and pushing out right now. So, Instagram, at the Martoonies. The short answer is playing a show, seeing people excited to play your music and like singing back. Being on stage is super fun and exhilarating. The worst part about it is lugging your fucking gear up and downstairs, man. It's just the worst thing to have to do. But yeah, getting together with the boys every Friday, having a couple beers, smiling, laughing, learning new songs, getting excited about something, getting excited about music and playing stuff and like building up to a show and playing that show, you know what I mean? Seeing other people's excitement and just something you don't get often without like sports or whatever. I don't do that. I don't do the sports, but like having the boys come and play music together is something pretty special. So that's probably the best part. Oh, this list is good, so if you're watching this, you gotta go. Triple X Burrito, Lawrence, the best burrito in the city, okay? You gotta go. This is the best burrito. Originals Pizza, Kenilworth in Maine, classic. Shorty's is good. I haven't had Shorty's in a bit. My Pie on Barton Street is really good pizza. It's like a Detroit style.
Yeah, Chicago.
Like it's Chicago, yeah. It's a little deep dish. The Mule, best tacos. Whew. Kenzo, I go for ramen. Oh man, I love food. This list could go on forever, but I'm gonna bring it back to Triple X Burrito on Lawrence. Best burrito, local. Go there because it's fucking phenomenal. No, my most useless talent is remembering song lyrics from 15 years ago. I'll put on some album I haven't listened to in forever, and it's just like I know word for word. Every time. Pick up the guitar, I still know it. Just comes to me like it's like riding a fucking bike. So, yeah, that's wasted space. And a big thanks to Steve Reniewick for having me over, brother. This was fun. Thanks, man.
Thanks, buddy.